Are you team full-time or team part-time? That was scary, and I definitely would have felt less comfortable on the RV.
For me, and for many people, being on the road is just not an option.
We really like the distinction between the two. There's always a lot of discussion on YouTube in the RV niche about full-time versus part-time, which is better. We're gonna break it down for you today, guys.
This is a collab video with fellow YouTubers Fuel Your Wonder, Chris and Hillary. They are full-time RVers in a motorhome.
Friends of ours, they're great people. If you haven't checked out their channel or if you don't subscribe to them, definitely get over there and subscribe. But what you're going to want to stay for is this video is going to break it down for you why we will never full-time RV, what we love about being part-timers, and then at the end of this video, we're going to kick you over to Chris and Hillary's channel and they're going to tell you the exact opposite. First thing we love about being part-time RVers is that we get to separate our RV from our home. So full-timers, and we have many full-time RVer friends out there. We love you all, but we love the opportunity to be able to have a sticks and bricks and then get on that RV as our vacation. So we don't have one home and vacation. Now, if you're a full-timer, obviously you can go on different vacations, cruises and other things like that, which people do, but we really like the distinction between the two.
Before we move forward, we want to remind you guys a couple of things. Number one, we have our new RVing in the USA shirt. I don't know if you can see that there. Pretty awesome shirt, custom design. We're the only ones that have it. And we have other shirt merchandise, pants, mugs, stickers on our ERV merchandise store. We also have our new hat here that has the logo Journey of a Lifetime, both in color and in black and white. Why we're reminding you is that from now through December 31st, you go to our store, use the discount code ENDLESS10, you're gonna get 10% off of the whole store.
And the beautiful thing is everything that we sell for these shirts here, all the RVing in the USA shirts, we are donating a percentage to Rescue Haven Foundation, which is a fabulous rescue, a local rescue that I am friends with the woman that runs it. It's such selfless work. So we'll be donating a chunk of all these shirts to them. And we want to thank those of you that have purchased this or any of the merchandise, again, because very soon we will be making the donation to Donna and the foundation, and we're just so grateful. So thank you so much. Number two, we have a place to call home.
Right, so one of the big appeals for full-time RVers is that they could always be on the road, like that nomadic lifestyle, and you have to have a certain personality for that, I would imagine. We're not like that. We like being out there. We like having the security of having a home base that we can come back to if anything happens, or a lot of times when we're out, we just need space. An RV is small.
It is, and you have to really like each other when you're full-time. Now, we love each other, and a lot of you can tell we love being together, but even we like our own space too. We complete each other, but we like our own space as well. When we get back home, we get to spread our wings. It just works for us. The next one is something that I am very familiar with, unfortunately. It's that if you become very ill or something happens medically, for me, I think it's more comfortable to be in my own home. So as you know, almost 2 years ago, I had actually 3 years ago, this in 24, it'll be 3 years, where I had a medical issue with my heart, if you had been following, and everything's fine now, but that was scary, and I definitely would have felt less comfortable, I think, on the RV, having to deal with that, coming home from the hospital and dealing with that, if I weren't in our sticks and bricks.
Yeah, not having a home base, not having doctor appointment. When you're in an RV, it's a little bit different, right? Instead of being home.
A little more challenging. People make it work, but for us, again, this is why we part-time. It really helped me get through that.
The next one is there's sticks and bricks, or really any home. They have to be made to certain code. They're made to live in. They're made to live in for a long time, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. An RV is not made to live in. Now, there's some companies out there that rate them for full-time RV, but the materials that are made, they're used to make an RV, they don't hold up like a home does. I can tell you, we have way less repairs on our home that we've done than in our RV, and that's for a reason. It's made to a higher standard.
The next one has to do with pets. Now, a lot of full-timers travel with pets, and it works out great. But what can happen over time is pets age, They have behavioral changes that just come with time, or negative experiences or things like that. And a lot of pets can start to have a really hard time traveling full time in an RV. So I know for us, we take the dogs out, not on every trip, but this season we took them out on quite a few, and they did fine. But we know if we were out there for 2, 3, 4 weeks, it may take some getting used to. If your pet becomes ill or things like that, it can just make that a little bit more difficult.
So you say we take them out and they enjoy it. They enjoy much more when they get home. And it's
They
very
do.
obvious. They charge out of the
Yeah.
car. They go inside. They're super happy. They like being home better.
Yeah, and they do. And they just like more space. The next one is one of my favorites. I make myself sound like a hoarder. I'm really not. But you can have more hashtag stuff when you have a sticks and bricks. Now, believe me, our house is pretty minimal. We don't have a lot of things, but it's nice to not be limited to a certain amount of space, especially when you like to, like, for example, things we have.
Yeah, we have a full gym in our basement. That's a really nice thing to have. When you're on the road, if that's important to you,
Right.
you don't have that. You got to either carry some things or go to a gym. It becomes a little more time consuming.
You have to be more creative and that
course.
kind of thing. But we have, a full garage with all of Izzy's tools and we have a shed, where we keep all of our things for the house. And we like having that option to be able to have those things.
The next one's going to be work conflict. A lot of people don't have the option to work remotely. Now, a lot of people do, but I'm not one of those. I have to go into an office 5 days a week, 365. So for me and for many people, being on the road is just not an option.
So the next one is a big one, and we see a lot of people on YouTube and just friends of ours that have had this issue that if you have a problem, major, minor, whatever,
Any problem.
with your RV, that's it, and it has to go into service, you're homeless for that point. So a lot of people then have to spend money on a hotel and things like, or they go with family or
Right.
whatever, but it just can become a little bit of an inconvenience for some.
Yeah, like if we have an issue with Nellie or even regular servicing, we go drop it off and we kind of enjoy it because our driveway is twice the size. It comes back when it comes back. That's not really a big issue.
This was another really scary thing that happened, again, to friends of ours. And I remember one of our friends from YouTube that we met, we had offered our home to him because during COVID, a lot of people
They're not full-time anymore.
nowhere to go. No, they're not. They did get a house. But they had people during COVID had nowhere to go. A lot of people's reservations were being canceled. They just couldn't find any place to go. A lot of people were scrambling at the last minute. So that was a concern. And it was right around that time we were going to be full time upon retirement, which by the way is 19 months away now. Right after that happened, that made us, I think, start to change our mind along with other things. But that was a big one. That was scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, and there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of instability out there. I just know for us, it's just we like having that home base, whether it's as small or as large or whatever. It's just a place that you own and you can never make dirt. Like, that can't be reproduced. The next one's going to be a home. Real estate, for the most part, has real value if you hold it for long enough. Now, there are fluctuations in the market, of course, but traditionally over time, if you buy some kind of real estate, it goes up. That's the way it was for my parents. That's the way it was for your parents. That's the way it is for us, right? We bought our home. It's valued at almost double what it was from 5 years ago. Our motorhome is probably worth half of what it was 5 years ago. So that's just a reality. Now, are there cost associated taxes and heating? And yeah, there are costs associated, but there's cost associated with that also. So when we sell our home, when I retire to go get another home, we will be selling it for significantly more than what we paid for it. When we sell our motorhome or we trade in our motorhome or whatever, we're going to be selling it or trading in for significantly less than we paid for it.
Are you team full-time or team part-time? We want you to head over to our good friends Chris and Hillary's channel, and they are going to tell you why full-time is the way to go.
If you like videos like this, guys, to the left of us, we'll put our RV newbies playlist. We'll put our RV tours playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.